open up the DBS lead?
The surgeons have done their job, implanting wire-thin electrodes in the brains of Cindy and Kelly. Now the experiment moves from the operating table to the psychiatrist's couch.
How are you?
Come on in. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Using a handheld device, Dr. Donald Malone adjusts the voltage to the pacemaker in Cindy's chest, which in turn changes the current to her brain's electrodes, and more importantly, the emotions felt in her body.
I can actually get to the point where it's like, I just feel like laughing, and I feel kind of giddy, feel tingly.
You're sitting with what looks like almost like a clicker, a TV clicker, and you're manipulating her moods.
It's humbling. And it's scary.
And to be perfectly frank, it's also still a mystery as to just how it works. But scientists believe that the electrical currents emanating from the implanted wires scramble the old neural pathways, which had carried Cindy's depressive thoughts and patterns. Certainly the nurse assigned to Cindy's case, Natalie Saikuda, has seen dramatic changes.
Do you feel optimistic or pessimistic about your future?
Optimistic.
She's completely different. Words can hardly describe it. It's almost, you almost had to have seen it.
We've only known each other for a few hours, but I am struck by how alive you look. Do you feel like you look?
Yeah. Yeah. And it just keeps getting better.
Over the other side.
But how much better should it actually get? How happy is normal?
We don't want to make people artificially happy. This is not a cosmetic procedure. Never should it be that we use any kind of brain stimulation to augment a normal.
In other words, to make them happier than they should be.
Absolutely.
Higher than they should be.
Absolutely. That should not happen.
And yet you clearly understand that it is a potentially very slippery slope.
Absolutely.
If you had the button, wouldn't you want to just keep that on high all the time? If you could feel good, really good, wouldn't you want that?
Oh, initially I think I would have. Yeah.
Now you can see the risk in that in a way, can't you?
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't have been normal.
Yeah.
I want to feel normal. You know, I really do.
Back in Florida, Kelly has also responded extremely well to the procedure.
Time for a charge, huh?
Time for a charge.
The only problem, the battery in her pacemaker needs to be surgically replaced more frequently than doctors expected.
How long do they last usually?
About 9 months. This was a little shorter, I think, so.
And a failing battery can bring back the old demons.
Any of the signs that the batteries are beginning to fade,
Yes.
such as?
Kelly's psychiatrist is Dr. Wayne Goodman.
Just the obsessive thoughts wanting to break back in.
Okay, so it's been harder to resist the
them out,
thoughts and
right.
block them out.
But once her batteries are renewed, so is she.
For me, it saved my life because I can function. I can work. I can hang out with friends. My daughter and I go places. It's pretty close to normal.
Of the only 50 patients worldwide who have undergone this type of psychic surgery, most have responded well, but these results are still preliminary. Do you want to know completely how the brain works? Or are you happy to have a little mystery left?
I'm a scientist. Little mystery's good, though. The soul's up there someplace, and we want to leave that.
Cindy's husband, Jan, would certainly agree. After all, he finally has his wife and a much happier soul back home.
Life is better. She's about 95% like she used to be. So it's just amazing.
In a few years, doctors believe this technology could be used for severe addictions like drug and alcohol abuse, anxiety disorders, and several other psychiatric problems.